For a great cup of joe, there's one thing you should know. Your morning brew can also be playful. Buff Boy Brewing guys make the temperature rise, and you surely feel naughty when you swallow our coffee. If you want some real heat, give your mouth a fine treat. You will want some more, rest assured. Buff Boy Brewing, you can't get enough of.
It's time for The Scribble, your weekly fix of celebrity chats, bizarre stories in the news, and basic random chatter with best-selling author and syndicated radio host Jeremy Bradley. Make sure your seat is in the upright and locked position and your barf bag is securely in place. Here's Jeremy Bradley.
Thank you very much, Larson. Jeremy Bradley here. This is The Scribble. You guys really enjoy when I randomly call our executive producer, Bonnie Winters. Well, she's not available today, okay? Now, a few times we have had our other producer, Suzanne Howler, on the phone, and it's always a surprise because they don't know when I'm calling. They know when we do the show. They should actually even be listening when we do the show. But when I know that they're not listening, I like to call them and put them on the spot. I am talking with Suzanne the entire show. If you've read the description, see, I always treat this like the radio show where I've got to set up what's coming up. You've read the description, right? Hopefully you know what's coming. It starts on the Scribble right after this.
Who are the Kardashians feuding with now? What did that little thug Justin Bieber do this time? Who's getting hitched? And who's headed for Splitsville? Hear the latest celebrity news and gossip every day on Entertainment Wrap-Up. The good, the bad, the ugly, but mostly the ridiculously hilarious. It's all recapped in this daily segment at entertainmentwrapup.com. Have a laugh at the expense of the rich and famous when they take themselves way too seriously. It's 3 minutes of time-wasting fun at entertainmentwrapup.com. Check out Entertainment Wrap-Up at entertainmentwrapup.com. Brought to you by Speak Free Books.
Hello.
The adequate travel partner anybody could ask for, Suzanne Howler, is joining us on the line to give us an update. Go ahead, Suzanne.
Update on what? I haven't been anywhere. Well, I was, but...
No, we just set up the big story. So go ahead, break the news, tell everybody.
What's the big news? Where are we going? Are we going somewhere?
Well, no, you were telling us in the meeting this afternoon. Go ahead.
You know, it would be nice if you'd give me some advance warning before you just throw this on me. I have no idea what meeting you're
Is it because you don't want your family to know, or like why is there an issue? Because I mean, you're practically cartwheeling in the office. Go ahead. All right, they're not listening. We won't let them. Go ahead. Share the news.
I have no news to share. What news are you talking about? Enlighten me, please.
All right, we're gonna cue up the tape from the meeting, everybody, because she's obvious. I mean, this is the bigger news now. I mean, she doesn't even know. All right.
It's Thursday. You know better than to answer the phone from you on Thursday night.
It is not. It is.
Like, okay.
That is not true. It is Friday morning, everybody. She doesn't even know. She doesn't even know what is happening.
I'm going to make sure that you are not able to use this.
I am a doctor's wife, and this is how she treats me.
Yes,
it's just not...
Such a diva.
Okay, fine. So are you going to tell the story, or like, what are we doing?
No, I have no idea. Please tell the story, because I have no clue what's going on, as per usual. I don't know what's going on. Please tell the story. What's the story?
Well, I don't... it's not up to me to... I don't like to gossip. You know this.
Of course,
but
not you.
You mentioned something about an addiction. I don't want to give any other details. I'll let you share the story. So that Suzanne, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
An addiction to what? I'm not addicted to anything. What are you addicted to? Doctors, maybe, I guess. But
well, I mean,
what? Coffee? I don't know.
By Buff Boy Brewing Company at its finest, buffboybrewing.com. Try a mouthful of man heat. Savor every last drop.
Oh my God!
It could be that.
Hilarious.
All right.
Yeah.
So now that we've pissed away 2.5 minutes here,
can we have a real conversation instead of whatever you're trying to pull out of me? Because I am not getting it at all.
Oh, there's a soundbite. All right. So, all right, here we go then. Cleaning up after yourself in the food court, yes or no?
Well, I'm a yes. You are no. I know that firsthand. I've experienced that. I know. If there's a doctor's wife coming through again, oh no, they pay people to do it. Should always clean up after yourself, regardless if it's in the food court or wherever. Well,
I don't work there.
I know.
But you know it's people's jobs to do that, though, right?
It is, but when it's busy and crowded and people need space, that, you know, it's nice to kind of take your stuff away so that someone else can use that spot if they need to. So it depends on the situation, but I don't know.
So you do that at a grocery store, though. If the staff is busy, you jump in at the till and you start helping them out, then, or
never.
Okay, well,
never. No, but it's more like I don't like leaving. It's like littering, or it's like you don't leave your stuff to be someone else's problem. Like, it's different, I guess, if you're at a restaurant and you're seated and someone needs to take away your dishes. But in the food court, it's more of a mobile thing because you brought the tray to your table and you could take the tray to the garbage. That's why they have the garbage there. But I just don't like leaving. Why leave my stuff for someone else to clean up when I'm capable of doing it? I don't know. It just seems like a thoughtful, considerate thing to do.
But yet you don't do it at a sit-down restaurant. I mean, I know that you enjoy dining at the Denny's. I mean, you don't go head to the kitchen. You don't grab the bucket and head to the kitchen.
Of course not.
But then,
of course not. It's not accessible to be able to get rid of your dishes or whatever. Whereas in the food court, things are accessible. They've got a place to put your trays and your. Well, usually most of what you eat is paper, so it's all disposable or recyclable or whatever. So they make it convenient for you to do it yourself. But I guess it's, I don't know, grocery stores bagging your own groceries or not, or getting a handout to your vehicle with your groceries too. They sometimes offer to do that too, but I mean, like, no, I can carry it myself. Like, I don't need a hand to do stuff. I don't know. I just independent and want to do my own thing. I don't.
Well, that was the next topic on the card here. Putting shopping carts back or leaving it in the parking lot?
Oh, my God. Putting it back, of course. Again, why would you leave it in the middle of the parking lot to be someone else's problem? Because, you know, it's frustrating if you go to park your vehicle. Again, if it's busy and crowded, there's only a couple spots, and someone's too lazy to put their shopping cart away, and they leave it in a parking space. So that's just rude. So definitely, shopping cart needs to be put away. Unless you have mobility issues. If there's some reason why you can't, if you got screaming kids or something, that I don't know. I still always did it. I've never. It would have to be like a dire emergency or a major inconvenience, or I would have had to have something be serious wrong to not go and put my cart away. Like, I would take my kid with me. I would unload my groceries and then take the kid and the cart over to the thing to put away, and then bring my kid back with me to the car. Like, it's like, even if I had children, I would still. But I could see if you had mobility issues, if you're having a difficult time walking or something like that, and you have mobility issues, and then it could be acceptable in that case.
Oh, you had no problem getting from the store to your vehicle. Well, how could you have a mobility issue?
Well, the thing is, if you're using the cart sort of for balance and all that, you know, if you're
shouldn't be out in public then.
More for support, yeah, but that's the only exception that I can see. Otherwise, I think you're just lazy if you don't return it.
But how did you get from your car to the store in the first place?
Yeah. What do you mean?
You said you
walked.
Well, you're using the cart for mobility. So, I mean, you managed to, unless you suddenly became paralyzed in the store, I mean, there's really no logic that you could. Look at this, everybody. Now, she's going to tell us her thoughts about the black lesbians. Go ahead.
Oh, my God. With regard to the mobility issues, if you are tired, right, after going for a long shop, you might be really tired. Like, if you're an older person or something like that, you know, it might just be too exhausting or too much of a stretch to return it. But even then, I would still return it.
Trying to guess. Oh, what is this? Oh, trying to guess how much a gift is worth. Have you ever looked one up? Have you ever investigated to see how much that person spend on me?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't really care, but I probably have done that before just to see sort of what. Like, if it was something nice, I'd be curious, I suppose. But I don't know.
Listen to this materialistic bitch. She's money hungry. She's just, as we already heard, she's already against the handicapped. She's already talked about the lesbians. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
wow.
You're ridiculous.
Wow.
You're so ridiculous.
This one was a question. This was a talking point for Bonnie because I know for a fact Bonnie's answer to this one. But do you lick your plate when you're done eating?
Not usually. But what I will say, is I will take, if I have bread or something like that, I will clean my plate off with my bread and stuff like that. Yeah.
Not usually, so that wasn't a no.
I'm going to say there's probably been times I have licked a plate. I wouldn't say I do it regularly, but I won't deny and say that there's probably, if there was something like super delicious, I probably have done that.
Do you lick your fingers when you eat?
Oh, gross, no.
See, this is, I've known her since she was, in her 50s, but I have never won this debate. You remember we had Jeff Foxworthy on the show many, many years ago, and he said, of course, if you're eating barbecue or whatever, you lick your fingers. I've always said no. You know that I go through napkins like crazy at a restaurant.
Yes, fairly recently, if I recall.
Yes, that's
right. I do remember. But I do recall you licking your fingers, if I also remember that, because I went, ooh, gross. I'm pretty sure.
No.
I could be wrong. My memory is not so good in my old age, but...
would be shocked if you were right. I mean, no. That's true.
We must have video footage of that somewhere. I'm sure there's video evidence somewhere.
Right, it was when you were pushing that wheelchair out of the way. But it was... No, it was funny. I totally forgot about that. I was thinking of when we've gone to buffets, but she's actually talking about this is totally serious. A couple of weeks ago we had drinks or whatever at a restaurant, and
you had the messiest
chicken burger
on the planet. Yeah,
it was a barbecue sauce on it, and that's the thing, right? Barbecue sauce is not just runny; it's sticky, right? And so, or I guess depending on the sauce, anyway. But like this was like a hickory kind of anyway, so it was a sticky barbecue sauce. And as we're talking, every bite, I would then put down the burger and then wipe my fingers. Most people, yes, would be slurping on their hands. And I guess, now in times of Corona, it might be kind of gross to be licking your fingers, but I've always felt like it's just... And so I go through a ton of napkins, and then the server was taking forever. And I was just like, can I get, just some napkins? And so we were going to basically then just wipe it on the furniture that we had nice chairs that we were sitting on. And I was very tempted, but then I thought that might be rude to the next person who's going to sit there, which, I mean, could be a black lesbian. And as we know, Suzanne would be all for that because they deserve it. And so that's one of those courtesies that I have for the staff at a place that, it wouldn't be their fault that I have to clean it up. Should we move on, or should we?
It was the server's fault in this case because she wasn't returning to our table quickly enough with the napkin. So it would have been her fault, absolutely, if something had happened.
We're going to talk, what are we going to talk about here? We got so many other cards here. We're going to talk money and birthdays with Suzanne when we come back.
It's never too early to start thinking about your next holiday. Have you checked out Mexico recently? From tequila tasting, swimming with horses, to ziplining through the jungle and watching whales and dolphins in their natural habitat, Puerto Vallarta has it all. Visit mexico.jbonair.com to see all the fun PV has to offer. That's at mexico.jbonair.com for hundreds of photos, interviews, and videos from around the tourist hotspot. Check out mexico.jbonair.com for all the fun. That's mexico.jbonair.com.
Isn't it crazy that you wait for payday, but before you know it, you're strapped for cash again? It's time to stop blowing your money and become a smart spender with the book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com. Learn simple ways to cut costs at home every day and during special times of the year. Don't go broke at Christmas. Don't remortgage the house for a fancy vacation. The book is filled with tips to save you money throughout the year. Check out the best-selling book, The Official Guide to Being an American Cheapskate at cheapskatebook.com or on Amazon and iTunes.
JB here, back with Suzanne, the travel partner extraordinaire, who I believe now even her husband doesn't want to travel with her, if I'm not mistaken. She, in the last segment, revealed a bombshell secret that she's just going to recap now for those who are just tuning in.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
All right.
What is my bombshell secret? I don't know. Did you say it already? Like, seriously, I'm too tired to have this conversation.
Okay.
Enlighten me. What is my secret?
I mean, again, it's I'm not one to talk about, people and their lives and gossip, but I just, she'll come out when the time is ready, everybody. It's fine. So, I said in the last segment we'll talk about birthdays and money. You notoriously don't call people on their birthday because you're just impersonal that way. But what do you feel about people who are close to you? So people who, you talk with, you hang out with, who just wish you happy birthday on Facebook or on social media, but don't actually kind of give... All right, go ahead. Oh, here she goes.
Or by text, perhaps? Are you, maybe just in a text message or something, too? Is that perhaps what you're referring to?
Oh, what are you getting at?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, she's leading up... No, she's leading up to her apology. Go ahead.
I wasn't even here. I was away, and I was busy.
She was away. Okay, hold on a second, everybody. I have been in Mexico. I was on a plane going to Mexico, still communicating. And that actually was my birthday, wasn't it? It was my birthday when we were going to Mexico. And she wasn't invited. There was this whole drug thing before. But, I have always made it a point to do funny phone calls or videos. And, I've played that game for my Auntie Pat's birthday. I've brought in the whole family on the radio show. And with my cousin Tasha, I was glam. I had my big Dame Edna sparkly glasses, a boa, my cocktail, my pinky up. And darling, I called her on her birthday, darling. And Suzanne gives you a text message the next day. I mean,
I wasn't the next day. I texted you on your birthday. It was your birthday day.
She comes out swinging like I'm some illegal immigrant who is taking a job cleaning tables from her and giving napkins to other people. I mean, is what she's doing. And don't even get her started on parking because,
You are ridiculous.
All right, so the thing is, so my mom gave me shit for not wishing somebody happy birthday on Facebook. Now, I called that person instead much earlier in the day. But then my mom said, why didn't you post something for so-and-so's birthday? Everybody else in the family did. Why didn't you? Because I called her.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? I just find it very impersonal. Like, if you know me, if I'm now, granted, we're not all super close with different family members or whatever, but if you have the person's cell phone number, then maybe even send a text message. But my thing is a Facebook message or a public Facebook post to somebody's page if they're a family member. I don't know. I just don't like that. Because
there you go.
You were the last on our list. All right, so now let's shift gears here. We weren't planning on having Suzanne for the entire show, but she's on a roll here.
Oh my God.
Okay, so you win $100 on the lottery. What do you do with it?
Oh, speaking of that, I did win in the lottery. Did I tell you about that?
You don't talk to me anymore, so that's why we have to do this on the air in front of everybody.
You know what? I have been away. You do recall that I was away, and it was because someone passed away, including the day of your birthday, and I was kind of busy. You recall it wasn't all about you.
Notice she doesn't even have a legitimate excuse. I mean, it's just
yeah.
She was in rehab.
Before we left on our trip, I won $1,000. The Tri-Hospital lottery that we enter, the one for the hospital.
Oh,
yeah. I got $1,000 check right before we...
Now she's giving away free advertising on the show, everybody. My crap.
Oh, I don't have to say
God. Wow. Okay, listen to this. Well, let's just and shout out to IKEA
anyway.
And to our friends at IKEA and McDonald's. Hi Wendy's, Domino's Pizza, Little Caesars, Nike, Adidas. They're all great companies, aren't they, everybody? All right.
Anyway, yeah, so I had a recent lottery, and not only did I win $1,000, but we also won a gift card for an unnamed place that I won't say. Oh my God, which I've already spent, by the way, but yeah. So anyway, so what was your question about the lottery? Because now I have real world experience. I'm happy to share.
Well, no,
what was your question?
Well,
if you win $1,000 in a lottery or $100 in your case,
are we going to bring this back, or are we just going to keep circling the airport in our United Airlines plane? Okay, so This isn't even hypothetical. This isn't hypothetical. You did win. So now the question has turned to what did you do with it?
I literally was walking out the door to get into the truck to drive to go on our trip to Ontario, and so that's what the $1,000 went for. We're like, well, this is perfect timing. And we literally our suitcase was in the truck, and we had to go stop off at the bank and throw this check in the bank before we head out. So it was like, great. This helps pay for our hotels and our gas and all that. So
you went on a trip without proper hotel accommodations before leaving?
No.
Wow, everybody.
Yeah, I do that regularly. Wow. No, for this trip I did plan in advance. I mean, I don't always. But
that would be reckless of you.
It would be very reckless, I know. And then you end up staying in a Motel 6 because there's nothing left.
No, I didn't. But the trip that Suzanne is talking about, this is actually funny because, as we know, that content has never seen the light of day. I'm waiting for that guy from the boat company to all of a sudden come and break my knees because, he was very... We were... Backstory here. Either way, we were taping tourism programming for the radio shows in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Suzanne was the lucky one to come and stay in a... She stayed at, the bedbug hotel kind of things, so that's where she was. Because she likes giving brand names. You want to give a shout-out to the hotel chain as well? Or you did already, I think. But and yeah. the tourism. No, I am going to throw the tourism board under the bus. This was before Corona, everybody. So it's not. You can't even say that. Well, we're understaffed because of the pandemic. No, fuck you, Fort Lauderdale. We had basically got there to having no hotel secured. So we literally get into town with no hotel accommodations, nothing secured. The tourism board kind of left us high and dry. So we get into town literally having no place to stay, and I'm frantically on the phone contacting PR people and whatever at this one hotel that I had been circling to find out that it was going to be several $100s a night. And Suzanne, who basically said she'd sleep in the lobby, fearing arrest, would, or actually there was a piano. She was going to try to make money singing. She's going to sing for us at the end of the show. But we really had no hotel, so I ended up agreeing to do this. I said, okay, fine. And it ended up costing me, I think it was about $1,000 for the 2 nights. 2 nights? How long were we there?
Yeah, we were 2 nights.
It was a very fast trip. Yeah, so $300 a night for this hotel room, $600 US, and then you've got your... not resort fees, whatever they, call them. And, we're looking at about $1,000. And so Suzanne went begging. You did a GoFundMe? What was it that you did?
No, I did not.
She ended up using somebody's miles or something to get a discount.
Oh, yeah. For one of the nights, I did have some points I used for my particular hotel. But I was going to do it for both nights, but unfortunately, we left it too late, and the one place there was no rooms for me to use it, so I ended up having to stay in a smaller, less expensive place about 35 minutes away.
And the funny thing was that the PR people had told me that this hotel that I was staying at would easily sell out this weekend. It's easily going to sell out this weekend. And so the day before I went, you still have about 9 different room types available, so I was just wondering if we could actually secure this. And then she didn't get back to me. We were there on a weekend, so the woman didn't get back to me on the Friday. And there was a bit of a panic on Saturday where I'm calling around to the property and, and then the guy was like, we can give you, didn't we offer mermaid show, tickets to a mermaid show? And I was like, oh, that really makes it all better.
Yeah.
And so, yes, it was a gong show of a trip. We got lost trying to find even just the rental car company at the airport. True or false?
That's right, because
true or false?
That's totally true, because it wasn't located in the terminal. So, I didn't know it was an off-site agency that we had to go to. I assumed it was in the terminal. So we were sort of wandering the terminal trying to find this place, and then we realized, okay, we have to take a shuttle to this car rental place. Had no idea. So, yeah, it took us a bit of time even just to go get the rental vehicle. And
then we did, 4 or 5 of the same boat cruise?
It felt like it. That's pretty much all we did was boat cruises. But, yeah, it's nice. I mean, Florida is all about the boats, right? So.
Oh, God, I don't remember where we went. It was like when we started out in the canal or whatever it was. I just remember sitting there thinking, how much longer is this? Well, I mean, because I think a boat cruise, we have to go. But I think a boat cruise is one of those things where it kind of starts out fun, but then like an hour into it, you're just sort of like, okay, it's another big house. It's another big house. Okay.
One of the ones we went on was entertaining because the captain of the ship was telling stories, and he was quite funny. So that one was definitely more entertaining because our host was a little more entertaining, whereas one of the other ones that we did...
oh, yes, we were just left on our own. We were just...
Yeah.
It's like we were hitchhiking or stowing away on this guy's boat, and he came back. But this is the awkward thing, because I think that when you book a tour like that, maybe they do think, okay, well, obviously we weren't a couple, but they, people probably don't want this guy coming around every, it's like you want the privacy. You just want to let somebody drive you around, and then you do your thing. But it was very funny because, we were kind of just like sitting on this boat going, didn't we come past all these places the other day? Why are we doing this again?
Yeah. I liked seeing the iguanas, though. That was kind of cool along the edge of the water, like with the built-up areas with the houses and sort of like the concrete sort of walls to go into the canal and stuff like that. There's iguanas sitting all over the place, and we're watching those, and that was kind of entertaining. But
and then we know how that trip ended up.
Yes, we do.
Go ahead, share that story.
Oh no, that's all you. This is all your part of the story. We on the way down, the flights down there, we ended up switching seats. You sat where I was supposed to sit, and I sat where you were supposed to sit. And then on the way back, I'm thankful we didn't do that because you ended up sitting next to someone who was a little ill, and ended up sharing that with you.
This stupid kid threw up on me. It was at least twice. I don't recall if it was... I've already blanked it out.
Okay. I just remember your shoes being ruined. That's really... I remember I was at the back of the plane. I literally was at the very last seat on the plane on the way home, right beside the washrooms, and I remember the flight attendants walking by with garbage bags and saying that someone had been sick on the plane, and I was sitting there thinking, oh, that's
so
terrible for someone.
Right, and this is the thing. So they're going around telling her, we are so out of time. Okay, I'm going to quickly. So they're going around telling everybody this, and then all of a sudden I walk by, I go down the aisle to the back washroom with, carrying shoes or whatever. Everybody's thinking that I am the one who got sick. Because they kept him in his fucking seat. They did not move this stupid kid who's just... It's like, get him up, send him to the bathroom. Like, why are we allowing this to happen on people? That's like biohazard, I think, is the term. And so they're telling me I've got to quiet down. We're reverbing out on the volume here. Thanks, Tim. So... they're to the back of the plane. They're telling everybody that somebody was sick. Then they ended up sending the kid to the front bathroom. So the back of the plane thinks that I'm the one. So they moved me because I complained, and they moved me beside this daughter and mother. And the look on their face, they thought I'm the sickie. So then I'm sitting there going, oh no, it wasn't me. No, it wasn't. I mean, you really think they didn't believe me? They're not going to. Oh yeah, he just doesn't want to look like the idiot.
They smell like vomit. I mean, they're not going to believe a word you say. I mean, clearly.
Yeah, my pants are wet, and I'm just, so that's where and then how do you delicately explain that in such a ladylike way? Remember, doctor's wife, but how do you explain that and go and say, nah, he puked all over me. That's why my pants are all wet. It's not me. We got to go. So we've got a couple more segments that we're going to now tape off the air that you'll hear at another time. Suzanne, thanks for joining us today.
Okay, bye.
Ever had something to get off your chest but never had the balls to say it? That's a load of crap. Speak Free with JB.com is exactly what you've been waiting for. Your chance to tell it like it is and not care what anybody else thinks. Have your say on issues of the day. Join newspaper and radio columnist Jeremy Bradley as he tells it like it is. Hundreds of thousands of people have stopped by, including some well-known celebrities who have had a chat with JB and speak candidly about what's really going on in the world. You can join them too. Have a rant or a rave. Be brave and head on over to www.speakfreewithjb.com now.
We hear you chirping. Get scribbling. Tweet up the Scribble at The Scribble Show. Join the discussion with Jeremy Bradley. It's all going down right now on Twitter at The Scribble Show and at thescribbleshow.com.
You just gotta love those inappropriate conversations, right? We're not allowed to have those these days, but we do on the Scribble. My thanks to Suzanne. We always have so much fun. We're gonna keep taping today, and you're gonna hear those segments in the upcoming weeks. My name is Jeremy Bradley. This is the Scribble. Feel free to give me a shout anytime. Always awesome hearing from you. Live at jbonair.com is the email address. Live at jbonair.com. Bye-bye for now, everybody.
Want more Scribble? Check out thescribbleshow.com for past shows, celebrity interviews, cheapskate tips, and more. That's at thescribbleshow.com and on Twitter at The Scribble Show. The Scribble is a speak-free media presentation.
If you want some real heat,